Good morning. It is 8:23 a.m. August the 12th, 2021, Thursday. I believe tonight Mr. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. will be doing his Douglas Ducote show, a straight up opinionated, read from a piece of paper babbled bullshitter. Just cracks me up. I have a question for you. How many of you like the news? Social media news. 5 social media news groups. News.yahoo.com. You ever go there? How about the usatoday.com? You ever go there? What about npr.org/newshour? You ever go there? How about apnews.com, the Associated Press? Do you trust that website? What about pbs.org? These are 5 social media news groups of which I draw from. You see, here's the difference between someone who reads babbled, opinionated bullshit and the way I give the news. You see, I put myself down in the far right hand corner of all my videos and I make the news my centerpiece. That is the best way to get the news out there. It's the only way to be fact-checked, verified, and trusted as a social media news publisher. I expect the same thing from everybody else. Why shouldn't I give back in return? Mr. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr., self-professed social media personality, who says that he's a progressive conservative Republican, has a real issue with his mental status. He has PTSD. He takes mind-altering medications to keep himself what he calls normal. He spits in the face of healthcare professionals like his in-laws that are doctors. That's apparently obvious in a video he shot of Timothy Best, a neurologist in Lake Charles, Louisiana. He also spits in the face of police departments, such as the video he did in Hopewell Township, New Jersey, of which down in the comment section of below that video he gave names, addresses, phone numbers, office locations of the administrative staff, and he incited insurrection by begging his followers and paid subscribers to go there, email them, phone them, or go there and harass them in person and take the real chance of getting arrested. That is a civil matter. Anyone can sue Mr. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. for defamation of character and slander, and they will win. Hands down, they will literally win, because Douglas went after Timothy Best, the neurologist in Lake Charles, Louisiana, all because he didn't get his prescription. He wanted the doctor to break all the health care rules and attend to his needs. What a moron. He thinks that the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many. He's stupid. That explains why he takes amnesia medication. Mr. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. has a real issue with what's going on in today's news. He wants his paid subscribers, his patrons, to only believe what he reads on his screen, not what he shows and shares on his screen. He only wants you to believe what he has spun in his head 45 minutes to an hour ago, and he wants you to believe that. What kind of moron does he take us for? I want to see the news in real time. I want to be fact-checked. With that in mind, my name is Razor Taps. I am a licensed professional black hat by trade, and that is what I do for a living here in District 6 in North Carolina. I'm a huge fan of the news. You know me, you know my regular channel, Douglas Payne's channel. I believe in giving the news that's supposed to be given out. As with recent events, I have learned not to share anything related to the CDC. As Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. will tell you, if you share any news about the CDC, you could get flagged or striked or censored. That explains why a lot of people create sub-channels. I'm a member of Anonymous Ops. I have been since its conception. I've been a member of Anonymous since the 70s. I am a grandfather of 2. Just turned 59 this year. God, I feel old. Here's a disclaimer for you. For future videos on this particular profile, this video is for your educational purposes only under the Freedom of Information Act. There is no defamation of character or slander towards any group or any one individual unless my team and myself have been assigned to your profile to log your threads, to log your videos. Go to your personal sites and copy that website, extract the email server from that website and go through it with a fine-tooth comb. So we'll see if there's any profile presence of race baiting, hate speech, and social media insurrection. Social media insurrection is when you give out names, addresses, phone numbers, office locations of police departments, first responders, or healthcare professionals, and they want you to harass them. That is a civil court matter by the victims. They can sue you for defamation of character and slander, and they will win hands down. So it's amazing how many times Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. has found himself in a courtroom for his babbled conspiracy bullshit. Just cracks me up. Let's get to the news. This is Hate Speech Fan Profile, my sub-channel. Basically, the only time I actually use my sub-channel is whenever I'm in timeout, so to speak. Well, this is one of those timeout moments. But the programming is still the same. I do share 5 social media news sources. I share news.yahoo.com. Well, here's a man that's killing his own people. All because he believes in the GOP only. He does not give a shit about his own people. That's for sure. USAtoday.com. I love it for the top headline news. Everyone should be familiar with the USAtoday.com. It covers just about everything you can put your eyes on. Also, too, I share pbs.org/newshour. I love it for the full episodes, the podcast, and I love the fact that it also refreshes the page. Let's see. I also like npr.org. You can either read the story content as it is laid out, as you see here, You can listen to each story content by radio. Let's see, you have news, arts and life, music, shows and podcasts, and you can also search. The Lorax warned us 50 years ago, but we didn't listen. Wow. Let's see, what else do we have? The Associated APnews.com, the Associated Press. Top stories, topics, video, and you can actually listen to the story content, have it read for you. Republicans take to mass wars as virus surges in red states. This is the APnews.com, the Associated Press. This is a viable and fact-checked daily news feed. So is NPR.org. It's public. It reaches everyone. pbs.org/newshour. I wish Joe Biden and Schumer well. At least the Democrats are trying to help people. The Republicans are just sitting back taking credit. USAtoday.com. No. Top headline news. Makes perfect sense to me. What have you seen thus far from my screen? The fact that all 5 social media groups that I show have news tied in together. That's because they're intertwined. They communicate with each other to give you the factual news in real time. Trust me, you ain't getting shit read to you from a piece of paper from a Mr. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. who only spews the information what's created in his head. Even though he looks like on video that he's reading something, but until the day he actually shares his desktop the way you see it here, it's just babble conspiracy bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I'll create videos periodically. I will give you, the viewer, the ability to read and follow along with my story content. I will give you the URL. I will read you the story content when time is permitting. And I'll give you, the viewer, the ability to put a comment down in the comment section below to tell me how well I'm doing as far as this channel. Like I stated, I just started this channel. It's really up to you. You tell me your news sources down in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to put it in my news log where we can read and follow along together. Trust me, you ain't getting shit from a piece of paper that someone just spews. It's not factual, credible information if you cannot share it. This is Mr. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. or Douglas M. Ducote Sr. This man has a 10.5-year video library of race baiting, hate speech, and now social media insurrection. This man truly believes that freedom of speech, the right of expression, the First Amendment only applies to his ass and his ass only, and he will shit on your First Amendment rights if he blocks any comment you make that he dislikes, because Mr. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. is a PTSD medicated veteran. Just cracks me up. He literally thinks that he's a social media personality. He literally thinks he's actually credible, a actual credible news source. What kind of washed up veteran gives only news that he just talks about? He never shows his sources. He never shows his links or his URLs. This man has a real problem with reality check. He will not take his narcissism and shrink it down in the far right hand corner of the video and make the news his centerpiece. No. Instead, he wants his paid subscribers and paid patrons to pay him real money for something he reads on a piece of paper without showing you the links, the sources, and the URLs. This man openly attacks a healthcare facility in Lake Charles, Louisiana. This man openly attacked a Hopewell Township Police Department in New Jersey administrative staff for defamation of character and slander. He incited others to contact them by phone, email them, or go there in person and harass them. He also turned around and took the same YouTube video ID algorithm of each of these videos, and he was stupid enough to share those two videos on his Douglas Ducote show, and he wondered why he's being demonetized on this channel. Anyone who shares any of this opinionated race baiter, hate speech promoter, and now social media insurrectionist, if you share any of this man's videos, your channels are instantly up for review for flags. Your channels will be demonetized because this man does not believe in sharing links, sources, or URLs, or at least give his viewers the ability to read and follow along with what he's looking at on his screen. I call this washed up veteran a joke. He is not a social media personality. He might be a progressive, conservative Republican that has a mental issue. This man literally in his community section talked about and went to a Republican rally. He literally took his family there. Oh, I'm going to have a ball with this one. He literally took his family to a super spreader in his own hometown. And where did it get him? Where did it get him? He said he'd never wear a mask. He said he'd never get vaccinated. And yet here he is in a healthcare facility getting a cocktail infusion, being treated for COVID-19. He, his wife, and he infected his kids. What kind of husband puts his wife's health at danger and she has asthma? What kind of father does this to his children? The truth is, here's the thing that Douglas likes to sideline and put on the shelf. This bullshit here that non-vaccinated, in his comment section, I never saw anywhere in his comment section links, sources, or URLs to back up this opinionated bullshit. Just cracks me up. I love this post. Hello, American patriots. Now, I personally know 11 people with COVID-19, 4 of which are hospitalized and one on a ventilator fighting for his life. Guess what they all have in common? They all received the vaccination for this virus. And as you know, me, my wife, our special needs son, and my daughter are recovering from COVID. We are doing much better and should make a full recovery along with the return of my bi-weekly show next week. So guess what? The 4 of us have never received You guessed it, the vaccine. This is opinionated bullshit thread. Everything about this video is a lie. Why would I say that about a veteran? I call this man's bullshit simply because of this. Let's see. I'll get you one of these. How many of you know what this is? A mask? Well, what is a mask used for? A preventive device to help prevent diseases. What is a vaccine that you've had since childbirth? All the stages of your life, you had a vaccine of one form or another to help prevent diseases. But if you wear one of these and you go to a super spreader event provided by the Republicans, and you surround yourself with people with a fever, regardless if you're wearing this or not, you're still going to get the virus. That is what Douglas is failing to tell you, because if he told you the factual truth, his subscribers would leave him in droves. This man has no comprehension of factual truth. Anyone knows if you get the vaccine, wear a mask. It's a preventive measure to help your antibodies fight off future infections. But if you wear a mask and you go around a mass of people without a mask and with fevers, you're going to get the virus again and again, and each time you get it, it gets worse. But you're not going to be able to get Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. to tell you that truth. So to this one, I call bullshit. We'll go here, report. Unwanted commercial content or spam. Yes. It is spam because it's nothing about that thread was truthful. Let's see. Oh yeah. Here's what I like to do. I'm going to show you what I've been doing all this time. We'll go here to his About section. We'll report user. We'll go hate speech against a protected group. Or better yet, how about harassment? Okay. This is actually, yep. I'll go back. Go back. Okay. Listed at this. Let's see. Slander and defamation. What else? Slander and defamation. Slander and defamation. Click next. We'll hit submit. And that is how you successfully report this piece of shit. We'll go here. Go to his About section. We'll go to flag. Report user. Harassment. And cyberbullying. harassment, defamation of character, and slander, provoking others to cite insurrection towards a police department and a healthcare facility. Now, let's do this. There we go. We'll go here. We'll hit submit. That is how you successfully report this piece of shit. This is the Hate Speech Fans profile number 5. I'll continue giving you, the viewer, the links, the sources, and the URLs, and the ability to read and follow along with my story content, of which I show you on my screen. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. will not show you his computer screen. He will not put links, sources, or factual URLs in the comment section below of any of his videos, because he's nothing more than an opinion person. He knows if he actually shares links, sources, and URLs, his subscribers would leave him. You cannot spin progressive, conservative, Republican opinions from factual information, from documented proof, from audio and video. Just ask any one of the insurrectionists that came out of January the 6th. Truth is, Douglas would like for you to believe that Black Lives Matter and Antifa were actually there at the insurrection. Truth is, had they been there, it would have been an all-out civil war. Literally civil war, and no one would have made it inside the Capitol. No, this was insurrection provided by Mr. Donald J. Trump, who tried to become a dictator, an authoritarian. He tried to overturn the election for his benefit. Don't believe me? Just go to news.yahoo.com and look at all his fan club members. Go to usatoday.com and look up Mr. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr.'s GOP fan club members. You can also go to pbs.org/newshour. Somewhere in the news sources you will find GOP related race baiting information. You can go to npr.org and do the same thing. These are factual, credible news sources. You can go to apnews.com, the Associated Press, and you will find out that these Republicans are literally killing their people. Just cracks me up. They're putting politics before the health of others. It just boggles the mind, the levels of ignorance that is spread like a virus. This man's going to wind up getting shot or put down. My name is Razor Taps. I am a licensed professional black hat by trade. That is what I do for a living. I'm in charge of cybersecurity, network infrastructure in my district, and my team and I do it quite well. I'll continue pressing the envelope on Mr. Douglas Michael Ducote Sr. because I can. If there's any further credible video news that comes out later, I'll get back on here and shoot it out to you. Until then, Thank you very much for watching.